Welcome back to another video.
Welcome back to another video.
We've been gone for a very long time.
We've been gone for a very long time.
But we missed you guys. I mean, we've been trying to do one video a week, but it's hard. But this week, you're getting 2 videos.
Today's video, we haven't done this a long time, is one of those advice videos.
Woo!
And it's a pretty good topic.
It's a juicy
like
topic.
Like spit coming out of my mouth, juicy. drooling.
It's disgustingly juicy. So, today's email. Now, we get a lot of emails, but we don't really go through them as often because we get so busy. But when we do, we found some juicy ones.
What's the email they could use?
So you guys can send your advice questions to Jasmineanddawoud at gmail.com. I think that's the email. I'll put it here anyways. Just don't trust what I say, just trust what's on the screen. Today's email starts off by saying, Salam Jasmineanddawoud. Salam. I hope you guys are feeling okay and having a great day. I recently started watching your YouTube videos and I love them.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Anyways, I have a little question actually. So a month ago, I was in a relationship with a Muslim guy. Cool. We've been together for almost 3 months. Not a very long time, but it felt like there was a true connection, I think. Okay. After a couple dates, we got very comfortable with each other. Too comfortable, I'd say. I honestly thought we'd get married. He even promised me that, although things turned out differently, alhamdulillah. Okay. Let me get to the point. I'm having a little trouble with living with myself actually because we got so comfortable we did the thing. If you know what I mean. I'm truly embarrassed and I hate myself because of it. Worst of all is that he was 100% playing with me because I found out he was going to bed with a lot of other girls.
Oof.
Which made me feel even worse. Oh my goodness. I'm scared that I'll never be able to love anyone again or like trust them, and if I do, I'd feel majorly guilty towards them because of it. Like, do I tell them about it or not? Would it affect the honest relationship I want? As you can read, I'm very devastated. I wish it never happened. I'm truly I'm trying my best to become a better Muslim though, but I wake up with that guilt every day and I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it. Aww. This is a lot, guys.
That's hard.
I feel like really, I feel for this person. It's a tough thing to give advice on because there's so many factors into this email that are happening. There's so much going on. So let's dissect it, okay? Section by section. So let's start off with the first bit. She was in a relationship with a Muslim guy and they were only together for 3 months. Which is not a lot, but it felt like there was a true connection. Okay,
first of all, 3 months is nothing.
Yes.
You can't figure out someone who they really are until like long periods of time. I think minimum of 6-7 months.
Okay, so you think 3 months is too soon to
feel
soon that strongly about a person?
Because 3 months, a person can easily lie. You could easily be like in lust with the person, and you still don't know the person fully. So in 3 months' time is not enough time at all.
And she said that she felt like there was a true connection, which is great. If you feel that, that's amazing. Good job.
For me and Jasmine, I felt the true connection with her right away.
Yeah.
You know?
But that is not enough to commit in the way that you did.
Exactly.
I feel. Okay. So that's the first part, I would say. That's the first thing that I got from the email. Maybe we can answer the second one while we're getting some coffee, because we need some energy to attack this email. That's for sure.
Want your Earl Grey tea with double pump of caramel.
Yeah. So, my usual order from Tim Hortons is...
If you know, you know.
If you know,
Tim
you know.
Hortons!
My usual order is medium Earl Grey tea with 2 pumps of caramel.
I have this problem. When the sun comes out, I cannot open my eyes. My usual order from Tim Hortons is coffee black.
Black coffee. Okay, so while we're in the drive-thru, we can talk about the second part of this email. She says, after a couple dates, we got very comfortable with each other. Too comfortable, I'd say. I honestly thought we'd get married. He even promised me that, although things turned out differently. First thing I want to say, never go by someone's promise of them marrying you.
Never.
It's about actions, not promises and words.
This is the reason, like, sorry to make you feel bad, but this is the reason why God says to wait until marriage.
Because let me tell you, marriage is a huge commitment, and a promise just doesn't cut it. Like, there are people who even go and get engaged and they don't even get married because things don't work out. So someone just promising you off of a few dates, 3 months of dating, promising you that he'll get married to you, that doesn't mean anything if he is not willing to actually put it into action. Make sure you pay attention to that. Don't fall into the trap of, oh, he's promising to marry me, or no, we're for each other so we can do anything together because we're gonna get married eventually.
Married for sure.
This doesn't count as a sin because we're gonna be married one day. No, that is the shaitan talking to you, and that is the shaitan trying to justify your actions. Don't fall into that, please. Like, especially if you're young, or if you're not young, try not to fall into that.
Yes, learn from other people's mistakes because this person's clearly upset.
Also, the idea of getting too comfortable with someone, that is a very scary thing. Comfort can lead to a lot of bad things.
Can lead to manipulation too.
Yeah, someone could easily manipulate you just because you are comfortable with them. Okay, we're back in our spot.
Yeah, we decided not to drive around because it's so shaky and I can't concentrate.
This email requires a lot of concentration, you know.
I don't even know how you're gonna sit that. It's so hot.
I'm opening it so it can cool down.
I put ice cubes in mine.
Okay, so the next part of the email says, I'm having a little trouble with living with myself, actually, because we got so comfortable we did the thing, if you know what I mean. I'm truly embarrassed and I hate myself because of it. Worst of all is that he was 100% playing with me because I found out he was going to bed with other girls, which made me feel even worse.
Ouch.
That is probably the most packed part of the email.
Not only did that person do the thing, the other person was cheating on that person.
You made a mistake. I think you understand that too. And I know that you are not feeling good about it, and I totally understand that. I feel for you, really, I do. But I think this is a lesson for everyone else. Like, look, she gave him what he wanted.
He got what he wanted,
and he still wasn't satisfied. Some girls think that they can give that, and that's how you can keep your man. Or that's how you keep him, you know, interested and into you, and, you know, he deserves that from you because he loves you. But then he goes off and does that with every other girl that he's fooling.
That just gave me trust issues.
Yeah, and he's a dude.
Damn, imagine someone telling you, like, I promise. And, like, I don't blame the girl for doing something like this, because someone coming up to and saying, like, oh, I love you constantly. And, like, you just end up brainwashing the person.
Okay, I don't blame her, but I also blame her. Because, like, I don't blame you for falling for it, because I know that in this situation you could be very vulnerable and you can definitely fall into something easily. It's not a difficult thing to fall into. But also, it's your responsibility to look out for yourself as well. You have to make the conscious decision to always analyze who you're trusting, what you're doing, check back with your religion and be like, am I proud of this moment? Am I proud of what I'm doing with this person? I know that's easier said than done.
It is a lot easier.
I know, but
once you're in the moment.
But it's your duty as a Muslim. It really is. It's your duty as a Muslim to always, like, check yourself, you know? And you said in the moment it's different.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in that moment.
Well,
don't put yourself in that position where you're so vulnerable, where you can't make proper decisions.
I guess this is one of the reasons why, like, people are, like, against guys and girls hanging out alone.
Yeah.
You know,
well, our religion is against that, anyways.
Like, guys and girls hanging out alone, and a lot of people, how when they meet each other is like they go to the parents' house, they sit down, you know, they're in like a spot where none of this can possibly happen, you know. So
I think one of the things that they say in Islam is that when a guy and a girl are in a room together, the third person is the shaitan, and that's literally the perfect explanation for this situation. Yeah. Because you honestly, sometimes there's things that they're beyond your control, because your instinct take over, your temptations take over. So the best solution for that is to not put yourself in those kind of situations. That's why we have a lot of things in our religion that help us avoid those situations. We're not allowed to touch the other gender. We cannot be in the same room alone with a person, like, in that way, because those lead to things that you will eventually regret. You know? Sure. So part of you doing the thing with that person was because you got so comfortable with them. So I guess the lesson here is don't ever get too comfortable with someone. I think that should be left exclusively to someone who is your mahram, who is someone you're married to. Don't ever give someone that privilege. That's an important one. Don't ever give someone the privilege of being that comfortable with you without committing to you the way that you deserve.
And all the girls out there, you gotta be stronger than this. You gotta like take control of yourself.
Okay, but all the guys out there too, do better.
There's obviously guys out there. There's a lot of guys out there that aren't like that.
I know, but there's a lot of guys out there who are.
But there's a lot of guys, in, let's say a guy and girl are caught up in the moment, and it could possibly happen for them to just do it. You know what I mean? But the fact is, the guy went and did it, but did it with other people.
But not only that,
that just means he always had that
ill intention.
Yes.
But that's not only that. I feel like in this situation, this girl would have not done that had the guy not pushed for it.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and so that's a big thing in our community. There's definitely
some kind of manipulation.
He's Muslim. He's Muslim, and he tempted her and pushed her to do something that she wasn't comfortable with or wasn't planning on doing in the first place. And not only did he do that, but he did it with a bunch of other girls too.
But my question for her, I know she can't answer me. Did your parents know about it? Did you? I
don't think her parents knew about this relationship.
See, and that's the thing too. Like, if the parents should always be involved in this kind of stuff, because when the parents involved, they will give you lessons on what not to do, don't put yourself in this position, don't do this. They'll check you. They'll ask questions, and you're gonna feel. They're gonna implement it into your brain, and you're gonna feel their presence. So if don't do things like this behind your parents' back, especially when it's something serious and like you're about to get married to the person. Your parents should always know everything.
By the way, he said that he promised you marriage, and did he make an effort to talk to your dad or your mom or make it serious in that matter?
Yeah.
Because if he didn't, then that to me is the first red flag that he's just talking. And on top of that, he promised you marriage within the 3 months that you guys were dating, but didn't show you any sign that he was serious other than just the promise. Those are questions that I would want to ask her if she was here.
Yeah.
But anyways, you did the deed and you're embarrassed and you feel bad. And on top of that, he was playing you, and there's probably other girls in the same situation that you are in because he did it to other girls too, which makes you feel even worse. I feel for you, honestly. Like, I think this is like a horrible situation to be in, and I can only imagine how like you feel. And I know through this email I can tell that you feel really guilty, and really, I'm super sympathetic for you, honestly. And I feel bad that you were put in that situation, and I partly blame the guy for this because obviously he pushed you to do something that you didn't really want to do in the first place, and he did it to other girls. But on top of that, there's part of it is your responsibility as a Muslim in general, you know, not even as a female, but it's your responsibility to check yourself and to make sure that you're looking out for yourself religiously, spiritually, mentally, physically. Because if you're not doing that, who's going to do that for you?
For sure.
Right? And always learn from other people's mistakes. Like, you don't have to go through it to learn from it, you know? Like, for me, growing up, I saw other people go through very similar things that you're explaining in this email. And I was like, oh, not going to do that for myself. Got to stay away from that. This situation is going to make me closer to that situation that I'm avoiding. I'm not going to do that.
And for all the ladies out there that are in the same situation and didn't do it yet, and the guy's offering to, like, pushing for something like this, just know this person is not a religious person, doesn't follow Islam at all, and they
major red flag.
Yeah, like major red flag. Like, don't fall for it.
Because doing the deed is not a simple thing. It is so intertwined with emotion, with commitment, with like so many things that get unlocked when the deed happens.
I feel like you can't forget it.
And you can't reverse it. You can't. You can't forget it. You can't forget what it does to you. It changes you completely. So it's a huge commitment. It's not something simple as a guy may make it seem. Like, you may be chilling together and be like, oh, it's not a big deal, man. It's just like, we already hug, we already kiss. Like, why not just do that? No.
Avoid all that, actually.
Avoid all of it.
Kissing, hand holding.
All of it.
Any of it.
All of it. Because
all that leads into...
Yeah, one thing leads to another.
Yeah, you get a little bit comfortable with one thing, that they're going to want the next thing. They're going to want the next thing. It turns into a kiss on the cheek, and then it turns into a kiss of the lips, and then it turns into, you know, just go on and so forth.
Yeah. And that's where it gets dangerous, you know? So, I don't know. I think the lesson here is don't trust anyone unless there's a marriage contract involved.
Yeah.
Really. Because anyone could say anything, but it's the actions that matter, you know? And then she goes on to say, I'm scared that I'll never be able to love anyone again or like trust them, and if I do, I'd feel majorly guilty towards them because of it. Like, do I tell them about it or not? Would it affect the honest relationship I want? I totally understand where you're coming from. I think you're damaged in a way where you feel like something was taken away from you for the wrong reasons. I really feel for you, but I don't think that makes you incapable of loving someone again. I think there's always second chances, and our religion is always about second chances. Like, it's about istighfar, like repenting to God, making your intention to start fresh and new, and becoming a whole new Muslim and a whole new person, an improved version of yourself. And I think you can definitely find your love again by refreshing yourself, right?
Sure.
Like, I think there's always second chances. There's even third chances, fourth chances.
God always forgives.
Yeah, there's always chances as long as you're willing.
She's asking, like, should she tell the other significant
other?
I
don't know if she should tell them. If she should
tell
them.
I think the one thing people say, and it's mentioned in the Quran, is like not to tell other people your sins. You know, as a guy, if my wife was like that, I would want to know. But if I knew, would it hurt me? Would it bother me?
Would it?
I don't know. I can't think. Maybe it would. It would bother me, maybe. But you could say the same thing to other guys too.
About the guy too.
So I think personally, you should keep it a secret and hold it onto it for the rest of your life, just between you and God. Really? That's my point. I hope I don't get bashed for that, or.
No, it's your opinion. I mean, by the way, this is not Islamic advice. We have no idea. If you want Islamic advice, you should seek Islamic advice. We're just giving advice based off of like what we think, I don't know, what we would do in that situation, basically. I personally would judge it based off of who I'm in a relationship with. If I get into a relationship with someone and it's serious and we're about to get married, and let's say that person is being completely honest with you about their past and who they've been with and whatever, and they are genuinely they just want to know what you've been through, and it's like a open space and you know, a respectful space, and you feel comfortable sharing that, then sure. But if you feel like sharing this past sin thing in your life that you've done, that you've repented for and gotten over with, is gonna ruin your relationship or change your relationship or make your partner resent you, then you don't have to share it, because
you're good at this.
Thank you.
Wow.
Because I think your sins are between you and God, and as long as you are changed and you've repented, you owe no one anything. You know, you don't owe anyone anything.
You really don't.
Sometimes guys will tell you their past, and then as soon as you say you've done one mistake, they go, I'm not into that. So then, okay, well, maybe that's a way for you to know that that person's not the right person for you. You know, if they're not willing to accept your past, and they have a past, like, okay, bye. You know.
Tim Hortons break.
I've been having breaks this whole time.
Give me Tim Hortons break.
Brought to you by
Tim Hortons.
My mom used to be like, say alhamdulillah. Don't do that. Okay, so bottom line is, you'll definitely find someone to love again, and you deserve someone way better than that. Like, the bar is really low with that person. Okay, you need up here.
You need up here.
And she ends it off by saying, as you can read, I'm very devastated. I wish it never happened. I'm trying my best to become a better Muslim though, but I wake up with that guilt every day, and I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it.
I think you should forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Repent as much as you can.
Yeah.
And you should forgive yourself, because khalas, it's done and over with, and there's nothing you can do to change that.
And use that as a means to become the best version of yourself and the best Muslim you could possibly be.
Learn from this mistake. It's not the end of the world.
Also, keep an eye on your mental health, because I know that when these things happened, I actually had a friend who went through something very similar. When these things happen, they can really deteriorate your mental health, especially if you're a practicing Muslim and you feel like you really strayed off the path. it can really affect your mental health, and you can spiral into a depression and not having enough self-worth anymore, and it just can become very toxic. So really check in on your mental health and make sure that you forgive yourself, because you got to understand that God forgives. So allow yourself that forgiveness. And try to be easy on yourself, and try to be the best Muslim you can possibly be. I think this is the perfect drive to be a better Muslim.
And who cares what anybody thinks of you?
Yeah. Also, anyways, no one should know about this anyways, because it's no one's business. We tried to give you like what we would do in that scenario, but again, we're not living through your situation, so I can't give you 100% answer, neither can he. Yeah. But all I gotta say is there's definitely hope, there's definitely second chances. Just really focus on your religion. Also, another advice I would give you is to reanalyze your idea of what a relationship should be, because I think you were exposed to the wrong version of what a relationship should be Islamically. That is like that person used you and showed you a very poor representation of what a true relationship and a true proper Muslim connection can be. It's one of the most magical connections you can ever find, and you did not experience it. Really, you didn't. And I think you deserve better than that. So really reanalyze what you want in a relationship and what you value now that you have that experience, and seek what's best for you, your mental health and your iman.
You'll be okay.
You'll be okay, 100%. If you guys have any advice for this person based off of personal experience, or what you personally feel would be best for them, leave it down below. I'm sure there are a lot of people in this situation. And
don't bash, and don't be rude.
Don't be mean. This is a space where we want to have...
This is someone's feelings. Like someone...
Yeah.
Like, you want to help this person.
We want to make them feel comfortable. We want this space to be non-judgmental and more informative, so that the younger generation can learn from these mistakes and not make them themselves. You know, we want to learn from the scenarios that we see in front of us and not experience it ourselves. That's the most important thing. Yeah. So leave your advice down below.
Give this video a thumbs up.
I was gonna say, inshallah, I really hope that you're in a better space now. I'm praying for you, and that's it. Anyways, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys in a few days. Actually, there'll be another video up, and that's it. Bye.